in the capital, and one from Lucy, the Hanover capital. KC has gone across to greet their opponent. Look at the faces of those Kingston College players. Rashawn Mackison at the back of the queue. Starlet. Ruseas pausing for their team photograph like is customary. Kingston College doing likewise. Look at the Ruseas starting lineup. Vassar Reynolds, the man in charge of preparing this team. And this team has been up and down the country doing great things. Leonardo Fogarty is a player you've got to keep an eye on. And as usual, their substitutes complete the team sheet. What does the Kingston College 11 looks like? This is it. Trayvon Reed, who came on in the Walker Cup to get that goal to bring Kingston College back into the game against JC. He gets the start tonight. Rashawn Mackison, their man at the front, and even their bench, they have so many weapons that can hurt you. The officials gather in the middle of the park to say their final word. That beautiful ball in the middle, separating them all. The build-up has been done. We've built this game up as a potential blockbuster. It's now over to you guys on the field of play. All 22 of you, Ruseas, get us underway. They play the ball back in their area. And one of the things that football teams like to do, doesn't always happen, is that all 11 players get a touch of the ball very, very early. It's nice to feel the leather at your feet very early to kind of get used to it. Kingston College, Captain Brown just getting to that one very, very quickly, looking businesslike. Rashawn Mackison. Kingston College looking to show early. Who will blink first? That's the question. Jamaica College, they've already done their business. They were in a 5-goal thriller tonight. They came through that, and they came through quite well in the end with a double from their star man, Tyreek McGee. Rashawn Mackison, over to you. Leonardo Fogarty from Ruseas, over to you. The two central figures in this game. KC with a corner early in the game. Just a minute on the clock. Swings in. Ruseas didn't have, well, they dealt with it well. I was just going to say didn't have to do much. But the Ruseas player actually got the final touch on that one. And it's a second corner. It's a rerun of the first one, is it? Or will KC employ a different tactic? Swing it maybe closer to the edge of the 18-yard area? Since so many Ruseas players are close to their goalkeeper protecting him, who knows? They swing it back to the goalkeeper. He's pulled away from his cage. A chance for KC. The ball bumbling around, and it's in the back of the net. Kingston College on the score sheet. Rashawn Mackison wheels away and beats his chest. The purples from Kingston College, all the way from Kingston, the first city. They're shining brightly in the second. Rashawn Mackison is taking credit for it. We'll see on the replay to confirm. But what is undisputed is that KC are leading by 1-0.
Over to you, Rashawn Mackison. Goalkeeper came out, was hit by his player, and excellent touch by the number 10 player, Rashawn Mackison. That's what you want from his centre forward. Brilliant awareness. Had his sense, know where he wanted to go. Just hooked that one in the back of the net and leading from the front. That's exactly what you want to see. Kingston College up 1-0 and scoring very early, sending a message to this crowd here at Catherine Hall.
Kingston College, a serial goal scorer supreme, Rashawn Mackison. He scored goals for fun last year. Not quite the standard this year in terms of the quality, in terms of the quantity, but in terms of quality, he's paced himself so well, and he's gotten goals at important junctures of Kingston College's journey in schoolboy football this season. Here's Ruseas. What will their response be? They have Leonardo Fogarty, who has been the fulcrum of their team all season long, and he's got to come up big tonight. We've seen the big ones have shown tonight. McGee, mind you, Paris didn't really touch the heights tonight, but McGee and now Mackison.
Interesting setup. London Bernard again switching things up a little bit. Doesn't have the likes of his number 8 player on the park, but instead brought in Horace Ramsey, and he was the one who swung it in. Again had the goalkeeper St. Michael Edwards in goal, coming out not collecting comfortably, and Rashawn Mackison, he can't give a goal scorer like him any opportunity like that in front of your area. He'll make you pay, and that's what he did early in the contest.
As much as Montego Bay has fallen in love with Ruseas, almost like their second team behind Cornwall College, because there's a saying that Ruseas has even more supporters than Herbert Morrison in Montego Bay, which is a huge statement. But as much as they've fallen in love with Ruseas and are out to support them, they've heard so much about Casey and want to see them as well. This is Reed, Trayvon twisting one way then the next. Losing possession, Ruseas stream forward. Kingston College very watchful. And Omar Stewart just, well,
Davian
Shakes just watching the ball run across.
Coach Bernard, as you see on screen right now, should be comfortably looking, understanding that he's in front, but knowing that he can't be resting too much on that one goal advantage, because his opposite number, Vassar Reynolds, is in the players' ears. Ruseas, they need to understand that this is a big game. They're going to be coming back.
Chen Moody with possession for Ruseas. Vassar Reynolds. He was born in Clarendon, coached at Belfield, coached at Edwin Allen, coached at Wolmers. He's now at Ruseas in Hanover. He's a travel coach, passionate coach, and a cup-winning coach. Long ball swung into the danger areas, looking for Trayvon Reed.
Again, immediate impact, deliberate. Swinging it from left to right, right to left. Trayvon Reed would have gotten about 3 or so touches of the football very early. He's normally a substitute impact player, but now started, and he's looking to make that impact early.
Across, dealt with easily by Ruseas. They've given up another corner. It's almost like a replica of the first goal when Casey got the corner, and they got one right after, and then that provided the breakthrough. Will this do the same? Good move here by Reed. Very tricky and skillful player. Firm header. And the captain is almost always there in situations like those. It's almost like Sergio Ramos.
Captain Fantastic, they call him. Javian Brown just not getting to flash that one. Brilliant jump, was positioned well, it was delivered well by Trayvon Reed, but just not able to deliver that final product. But yeah. Casey rather, just looking to comfortably keep possession.
Mackison. Casey coming forward once more. They're looking so lively and sprightly. What pace they're playing this game at? Are they able to manage it? Here they are again in the middle, Kingston College. Whistle on the play. Their free kick it is.
Kasim Priestley, normally a left-sided, left full-back, now employed in the middle of the park. Ludlow Bernard trusting his charges. Again in the middle of the park, being roughed up, but doing well. And just holding out.
Atkinson over on the far side. It's been very busy since the start of this game, forcing Ruseas into kicking the ball into touch. Throw taken. Kingston College just sharing the football around on this lush green field. The dimension of attack switch from right to left. Vassar Reynolds just pointing the way forward for his players. And he's going to be doing this all night tonight. He's that kind of coach. But Kingston College asking all the questions tonight. Mackison trying to link up with Reed. Didn't quite come off. Will he try it again? No. He decides to go to the middle. Kingston College still in possession. They're like a marauding force, KC, in these early stages of the game. 7 minutes gone, approaching 8. Ruseas has not been given a breather. Their defense already has been working overtime. And if they think it's going to be a physical work, it's going to be mental tonight as well, because these KC players are going to be coming by the second. Here they are again. They've taken the crowd, the Ruseas crowd, out of the game, which is a very important.
Interesting, Wayne, and KC would have been just off the heels of a defeat in the Walker Cup. GSC got the better of them, so they're smarting from that position. Ludlow Bernard and company understanding that a lot is resting on his shoulders right now, and this KC team is responding well.
Sean Bradford, the captain for Ruseas, doing very well to twist his opposite number, Trayvon Reed, wins the free kick. Vassal Reynolds still down there telling the players, move forward, it's your free kick.
Directing traffic. Bradford on that right-hand side, getting by. Short, diminutive player, dismissing his opposite number as you mentioned, and just winning himself a free kick. Now, Ruseas look to push everything forward.
Omar Clemington with the free kick, a powerfully built player. KC giving away the first corner of the game. So 4 corners, this the 5th. And the first for Ruseas, their bench looking a bit pensive.
Nervy time. Ruseas, we can hardly hear ourselves win.
The noise levels inside this facility is absolutely deafening. And you hear it when Ruseas go forward. Now KC is going forward, you don't hear as much. Another attack broken up. The gold and blue of Ruseas. They dominated schoolboy football in the 80s and for parts of the 1990s. But since then it's been St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, Cornwall to a lesser extent.
Dwayne Atkinson, the number 3 player for Kingston College, looking a little bit injured just now, going in a tackle.
A wayward effort there from Ruseas. A shot coming in from the far left-hand corner of the field. And as you mentioned, Atkinson has been playing like a live wire, house on fire. We've only played 10 minutes, and it appeared as if he has played a full game already.
On that right-hand side.
Busy boy.
Funny enough, that's his nickname, Busy.
Oh, that's the name? Oh, name and nature. I was just looking at him and I said, this guy has already played 90 minutes of football.
That's exactly his nickname, Dwayne Busy Atkinson. Came in, did well, pretty much earned himself a start. Ludlow Bernard trusting his charges, only 16 years old.
Casey is playing and just dropping the tempo a little. So it's almost as if they can do whatever they want when they want. Until Mullings, and the number 12 on the near side, just giving that one away and giving Ruseas a chance to go forward. Daniel Reed kicked over. Play on, says the referee. Ruseas gets back possession in the shape of Bobby Brown. Ball being played across the back line of Ruseas. Now they make progress. They're trying to settle in. They're now looking as if they're gradually settling into a pattern, Ruseas. After having that very fast start from Kingston College, and more importantly, that early goal from KC, it would have shaken any team up. Doesn't matter who you are. And it might take you a bit longer to settle. And Ruseas is now showing signs that they have settled into a pattern and now feeling a bit more comfortable.
First 10 minutes of the game was frantic, Wayne. The pace electrifying, and I think that caught Ruseas out of guard. But then you're settling in, finding spaces in behind the defenders.
Nazim Natal. Reed. A flick on header. Nazim Natali, the number 10. Sporting an Italian name. Is his quality anywhere near?
So far we haven't seen that. But he's demanding the football. He's asking for it. He seems to be one of those confident players on the football. So a lot seems to be working through him, especially if Ruseas is to muster anything forward.
So KC gets back possession. Ramsey. Ball is back with Ramsey. Plays it back into his defensive quarters. Slow build up by KC. Patient, intricate passes. They're picking up space in those little pockets, Kingston College. Now it's spread wide. And they decide to attack down the right channel. Kingston College, free-flowing football. Reed went to attack that one. It's just a meter or two ahead of him. No problems. Here's Captain Marvel. Shafane Brown. Goalkeeper ball every day of the week.
Intentional by the number 12 player, Anthony Mullins, looking for Dwayne Atkinson on that far right hand side, but collected easily by St. Michael Edwards for Ruseas.
Mackison spreads it wide for Busy. For now, that's what we're going to refer to him as now. Mackison back to goal, looking for space. Still Mackison finally gets a shot off, but it's to no avail.
Down that right hand side, Kingston College seem to be getting a whole lot of opportunities. Ruseas seems to be weak on that left hand side, the number 17 player.
Are you worried about this?
Wellington. The pace, as you said, Wayne.
Are you worried about this pace that Casey's playing at?
It's frantic. But again, when you're in the competition and playing at this level, if you're playing at this pace and getting opportunities, then it can be a problem. Casey looking like the team that they've settled in.
A goalkeeper again falling safely into his palms. Those bright red gloves of his just twisting in the night sky. Captain Brown marshalling things at the back for Kingston College. Clemmingston for Ruseas. It's Ruseas' turn to share the football. How far will they get? Not very far. Anthony Mullins from Kingston College, he too has seen a lot of the action since the start of this game. And because of the pace that Casey is playing at, it seems as if the game is running very fast as well. 15 minutes gone already.
15 frantic minutes. And the players may be a little bit winded after so much. Because they've been pushing, they've been pressing.
They say in boxing, boxers take the round off. If they go at a frantic pace, there's a round in the fight that they take off and slow the pace down. And you just think that Kingston College at some stage of this first half will just take a few minutes off. A read was the target.
Would have been offside though.
Yes, he would.
Again, Dino Williams. Well, not Dino Williams, Fabian Dino Grant.
Yes.
Rather.
You're in Mobay, so Dino Williams is on your mind.
Comes easily.
Yes, of course.
But he should have been that one playing the reverse pass. Instead, he opted for Mackison. But as we can see, there's a shift in strategy. Fabian Grant, who's normally a midfielder, he's now employed at the top. And Mackison just falling deep. So again, Coach Bernard switching up tactics a whole lot, causing some problems for a lot of coaches right now.
Yes.
Vassar Reynolds doesn't seem to have a handle on it.
Here's Bradford, the captain for us. He's looking for the give and go. He gets it back. A shot from Bradford. Corner.
Rodriguez remonstrating to his team, telling them that they need to stay in the contest. Excellent give and go. Bradford just slipping on and could have done better. Excellent save by Rodriguez at his near post, because that could have easily snuck in.
Rashid Brown with the corner for Ruseas on the near side. Header away. Further away by Kingston College. They're taking absolutely no prisoners. But it's a good observation, Owen, to picking up that Fabian Grant has been sent forward and Mackison dropped back from time to time. But it seems as if they're going to be changing roles, because it doesn't prevent Mackison going forward still.
Certainly not. And again, good interchange play between both players suggests a change in strategy, and it's so far working for Kingston College. They've really mixed things up a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard for Vassar Reynolds to keep a tab on them, because even Reed sometimes he's lodged in the middle of the park and Mackison come wide. So he switches things up based on how things are going at any point in the game, which is good to have if you can play it.
Excellent adjustment. Understanding that that's probably what didn't allow for him to win the Walker Cup final.
As a football player yourself who play at the very highest level, Owen, I tell you, this game is going so fast. I'm barely able to get in a word or two with you. Let's have a look at that again, because the possession percentage would make very interesting reading. And the able guys in the graphics department, there it is. Would you believe that? Look at that. Look at that possession percentage.
Ruseas 53%, KC 47. Not much separating the two teams.
Doesn't look like that though, with the naked eye, right? Mackison out wide, trying a bit of fancy play, trying to just flip the ball over the head of the player. This is Reed. Trevor Reed's uncle Roderick, they call him Little Richie, was a star man at Tivoli at one stage and also went on to play for the national team. Here's Kingston College, a chance, missed kick, and the opportunity went a begging. How ambitious from the captain. Is it an indication of the confidence that's running through this KC team?
Kingston College looking all
arrogance.
Kingston College looking all G'd up. Good intention again if we go back by what we saw earlier. Dwayne Atkinson just stepping over that one, allowing Trey Bennett to come in, passing that one to his number 8 player, Fabian Grant, who swung and missed. But it shows the intention of Kingston College. They're going very direct, trying to catch Ruseas down on that counter, and it's so far causing a lot of problems. Players interchanging, Reed, Mackison, Grant, they're causing havoc, and Atkinson down that right side.
KC with possession. Reed coming from behind the Ruseas captain Bradford, almost picking his pocket. Here's another purple wave, cut out there by Matali. Nazim Matali, confident little player. Has a bit of swag about him as well.
Certainly the number 10 player, understanding that he has that role. Wow, brilliant defending by the number 17 player, Javian Brown, the skipper, being that rock at the back for Kingston College.
So half the semi-final of the Flow Super Cup will feature corporate area teams. Will it be the same at the end of tonight for the urban, for the rural teams? Or will 3 corporate area teams book their tickets? Only time will tell. At the minute, it's Kingston College winning this game after 21 minutes played.
Clemenson stepping out from Ruseas, just sniffing out whatever efforts KC may have had going forward.
Grant spraying a pass over to Dwayne Atkinson. Well, at least he was the intended target. This is Natale. Nazim Natale. Ruseas streaming forward. Reed, offside, says the assistant referee over on the far side. The KC faithful, not happy.
Reed just straying a pinch or two away from his defender. Not watching the line, but strong, high line held by Ruseas, understanding where they are. That sense of awareness, perfect, allowing Reed to just stray offside.
Clemiston gets the ball back. Assistant referee says he's gone into touch. Another KC throw. And Chanel Mullings doing the honors. Quickly taken. Mullings, a nice give and go on that occasion with Horace Ramsey. Captain Brown sprays a long pass diagonally. Taken on the chest, not cleanly by Reed, but he manages still to keep possession. Ruseas, a chance to go forward. Going forward they are. Here's the boys from Hanover. A cross is needed. A chance! Ruseas! They're level. A brilliant breakaway counter-attacking football. Ruseas are back level.
Excellent
and
work.
And the breakaway was led by Daniel Reed.
Excellent work by the number 7, Daniel Reed. Did well just holding up play and linking up to his number 9, Leonardo Fogarty. That's what you pay him for in the big leagues, as they would say. He's the main man. Found the goods, but it showed just how offensive this team is. They'll catch you on the counter and they'll make you pay. They broke quick, and that literally came from a point of attack. Kingston College had a point of attack, and Ruseas made them play. A ball was sprayed down the line. It was made free and played back across the goal. Second time asking, similar to a goal that was scored against KC about 3 days ago in the Walker Cup finals, where the ball played across, no defender covering, 1-1.
Leonardo Fogarty. The Fogarty tribe has represented Ruseas with pride. I don't know if you remember a Ruseas player who won the Costa Cup at the start of the 90s. His name is Roy Fogarty. They call him Japanese. They fall in yen. And tonight, a member of the Fogarty family is doing the school out of Lucy proud. A breakaway by Ruseas, led of course by Daniel Reed, and finished off by that famous name Fogarty. Ruseas are back in business.
What a match we have on our hands with. These two teams, they're going at it. Frantic pace, as we keep saying. 25 minutes on the clock. And what we're seeing now is electrified football.
This, only 25 minutes gone, but this is already a brilliant advert for schoolboy football. This is what you want to see at this level. End-to-end action, and the referee allowing the game to flow.
Fabian Grant now stepping back in the middle of the park, allowing his compatriot number 10, Mackison, back on top. Again, switching tactics.
But truth be told, Owen, he was ineffective at the top, and maybe that is why.
And he was the one that gave away the possession of the football. Yes. So obviously, coach deciding to switch back things up. And in effect, that possession that he did control, it went into the back of his net.
Ruseas looking a lot more confident these days. They're enjoying life much better. Now they believe that they can live with this much vaunted Kingston College team that they've heard so much about. Vassar Reynolds operated for many years in the Manning Cup, and he would have done a lot to tell his players, listen, don't worry about the names and the fact that they're playing in the Manning Cup, which is a bit more celebrated, if you're to be honest, than the Costa Cup. You're all equal. You deserve to be here. The fact that you're here.
Working well.
And Ruseas now getting to the 50-50 balls. They're getting to the balls a lot quicker. There's a bit more pep in their step. Here is Matali spreading the ball across, just a bit too close to Atkinson. KC back on the hunt. Reed waiting on the delivery on the far side. Well, on the near side. No. They tried to pick him out, and again, the assistant referee over on the far side says, Reed, you were ahead of the Ruseas defense when the ball was played. Along the ground to him, or say to him, listen, this is what we spoke about in training. You need to watch the line. Which of them?
Like you said, just keep talking to him. He needs to understand that there's a sense of awareness that he needs to have. Obviously, he's been caught offside too often, and that's causing too much problem. Even to some effect, what we saw earlier with Jamaica College players.
And we're having a wonderful game unfolding in front of our very own eyes. I mean, when Ruseas march into town, you expect these kinds of performances, especially they're playing against another top-name school. And they don't come much bigger this season, at the very least, than Kingston College.
Many fancied this purple and white team as the title contenders, they haven't delivered any title. This is probably the first that they'll expect to deliver.
Bundled out of the play. And this is the man, Matali. And the 2-10s clash. Matali winning the battle, losing the war because KC has possession eventually. Now he gives the ball back to Matali. Mackison, that is. So the team's taking turns to give the football away. Ruseas. Reed cuts inside. Thought about a shot, decided against it, looking to work the give and go with Mackison. No Mackison, and the goalkeeper will not be beaten by that.
Thought that was an opportunity again for Kingston College. Wasted win. Good 1-2 give and go, but just now you saw where it was there. The number 11 Trayvon Reed could have pulled the trigger. He wanted to get his main man in on the action, but instead it was an opportunity that went wasted. Comfortably collected by St. Michael Edward is in goal. For Ruseas.
Sports, more so football, comes down to margins and decisions. And just now I thought he made the wrong decision to spread the ball wide.
Certainly.
When he shaped up to take the shot, that was when he should have taken it because he was wide open.
Should have taken that shot comfortably. Was in his stride. He's a right footer. Probably could have caught the goalkeeper off guard, but instead he waited just a second or two longer, and you don't wait in football that long.
Here's Captain Bradford for Ruseas, playing it into Matali. Matali, Bradford. Lines of communication not open between Matali and his captain. They have a chance to do it again though. This is Cummington. Matali. Reed. Grant. Reed. Grant. Mackison. Still Kingston College. Wonderful bit of play here. The referee playing the advantage. A chance for Kingston College! Rush on! Mackison! A double on the night. Allah! Tyreek McGee. And he runs across to his bench. Hugs his trainers. Kingston College back in front after 33 minutes. Nice sharing of the football. Cutting the Ruseas defense to pieces. And the ball eventually lodging in the back of the cage. Casey leading by 2-1.
Slicing and dicing. Trey Bennett down that right side again. Touching to Atkinson and then Mackison. You just spoke about football being about seconds and inches. Mackison, you can't give a player of his quality that much space, that much time. He will make you pay for that. His second goal of the night. Blockbuster event. He's up for grabs.
Owen, forget that he scores many goals. What you must admire about this boy is that he's a pure striker. His goals personify striker's instincts. This boy knows how to score goals.
Instinctive, like you say, Wayne. Perfectly done. Mackison, he's so cool and composed in these areas.
This boy is a serial goal scorer. He knows where the goal is. Brilliant goal scorer even.
And his way of executing is impeccable, Wayne. Impeccable. It works wonders all the time. And Kingston College depends on him a whole lot. He understands that today his team is depending on him, and he's showing up big today.
A double from Rashawn Mackison. Ruseas, can they come back? They've done it before. They're asked to do it again. Woo! What a game. Reed trying to send Kemiston the wrong way. A tug of the shirt there. Matali is of the view that Daniel Reed should have been given a free kick. Kingston College going along their merry way over on the far side. This is Mr. Busy. Atkinson. Mackison again.
Just cooling down the play. Right-sided attempt all the time seems to be working for Kingston College. Between Bennett and Atkinson on that far right-hand side, they're working wonders, just linking up 1-2 plays. And Ramsey in the middle of the park, just spraying passes, ensuring that they get the number 10 in and on the action. And Priestley just doing well, holding his own in the middle of the park, thwarting whatever efforts Ruseas may have had.
The Russians come forward once more. They've got loads of fans and supporters here inside this facility tonight. They're not short on that.
Turn by Daniel Reed just now. He wasn't able to answer.
The referee blows his whistle and gives the go-ahead to Mazim Natali. Shot has power, but lacking in direction.
Certainly lacking in direction.
I mean, apart from his uniform at school. But a competent goalkeeper. The ball hitting on the hand of Reed. And the referee was right there to see it happen.
Animated Vassy Reynolds on the touchline. Gene of his team telling them that they need to be pushing forward.
Referee King, the man in charge of the game tonight. Clemiston, the right fullback for Ruseas with the free kick. It's deep in the area. And Mr. Busy, Dwayne Atkinson, just watches it as it goes behind for a goal kick.
Kingston College driving all the way from 2A North Street, hoping to go back home with something to smile about.
Your knowledge of Kingston College is impeccable. Did you go to that school? Here's Faculty running off the ball. Same movement as Anthony Fogarty and Roy Fogarty. So a third generation Fogarty we're looking at here. Natali, got to be careful, almost catching the player. This would make a nice postcard as we look at the free kick from the far side. Didn't quite get to the 18-yard area, now it does. And the Kingston College trying to get it away. Fogarty involved in a tussle over there. He plays the ball into Natali. His first touch wasn't the greatest. Allowed the Kingston College player a piece of the action, but Ruseas will emerge with a throw. Captain
Javian Brown being pulled out by Fogarty on that far side, but doing well. Again, number 17, Renardo Wellington on that left-hand side. He's looking to push the Ruseas' efforts now.
And if you look at the records of the 8 teams which have made it to the Flow Super Cup this season, it's an indication that we possibly have the best 8 teams, because if you look at their win-loss record, most of them came in undefeated, and those who were beaten have been beaten just once.
Certainly, with a bunch of goals being scored as well.
There you go.
So it also suggests that we'll have high-scoring games,
like we are now having since yesterday. This is Reed. He's come deep for it. Kingston College in the middle of the park, twisting one way, then the next. Now Reed is onside. Brilliant. Wonderfully done by Reed. The end product wasn't the best though, but he's bailed out by Rashawn Mackison. Offside, it wouldn't have counted. The assistant referee's flag went up the moment it was played in. That's Dwayne Atkinson.
Just putting his hand up, understanding that he would have been straying a little bit offside, but again, the sense of awareness by Mackison, being able to spot his on-rushing attacking player, trying to get the one over the top, but it's working wonders for this Kingston College team. Ruseas seems to have an answer though to every single question that has been asked.
Atkinson playing it off and looking for the return pass, no doubt. Mackison, delicate touch in the area. Ruseas in trouble. The danger is not yet averted. And Atkinson, clear off the line, bailed out by his defenders. So twice, Kingston College coming close to increasing their lead.
Down that right-hand side again, Atkinson not letting up. Good give and go between himself and Horace Ramsey. Ramsey had a first shot on goal. It was blocked. And again, Atkinson, his efforts were saved off the line. Ruseas just looking to close the half on a high.
Almost a full house. Natali. Still Matali. He wants the shot for himself. The spectators are bawling. Play it off. And he has done so to Clemiston. Clemiston has gone for the shot himself. And Rodriguez trying to prevent a corner. Unsuccessful.
Rodriguez just sliding across, knowing that that ball actually hit off a purple player. Wanted not to concede a corner in the end. Doing well.
And it shows his awareness. Here's Clemiston. Rashon Mackison of all persons back there to defend. So the KC team attacking numbers and defending numbers. Bobby Brown. Fogarty's in the area. Matali's there as well. But Atkinson gets it away for KC. Into no man's land.
Kingston College now probably a little bit tired looking based on how they're playing, just sitting back deep. Ruseas pushing forward but giving away possession quite easy.
That's Bobby Brown, the number 15 for Ruseas. Played a good game so far for his school. All action man. Mackison turns beautifully. Reed is brought into the mix-up. But he's stopped by his opposite, number 11 and captain of Ruseas Bradford. Daniel Reed, very skillful Ruseas player. Free kick to Kingston College.
Doing
Trey Bennett, the player, kicked over. So we're being told that we'll play 2 minutes of added time at the end of the 45. And we're into the 44th minute now. We're in the 45th minute. And we'll have 2 minutes of added time. Not a great deal of stoppages.
not a great deal, and end-to-end action, just high tempo, high flowing football.
Ruseas streaming forward once more. Clemiston playing it one time, looking to drag his captain into the play. But then Bradford had just too much to do because he was coming in from the midfield. Clemiston spotted him moving to the near side, and maybe the pass was a bit too quick.
Intentional by Bradford.
Here's Reed skipping in and skipping out of a tackle. The last touch off Reed.
Just not getting that decisive touch. Excellent play by Mackison trying to link up with him.
Good turn by Bradford. Expertly done. Should get a free kick.
Second time down that right side. Bradford, a tricky little custodian. Very nifty player. As we now see,
That's
the
the
fourth
confirmation.
official. 2 minutes of time to be added.
Free kick to Ruseas. No surprise, it's Clemiston who is standing over it. All the free kicks from this side of the field have been taken by him. And he takes another. Matali is flicking the ball forward. No love for him. Here's a goal scorer, Fogarty. Bobby Brown. Brown lays it off to Ched Moody. Moody retrieves. Cut out by KC. Now they'll want to start an attack of their own. And Reed is speedy, but not that speedy.
Intentional by Ramsey out the middle of the park. He's spraying passes left and right. Probably just needs to settle down and play some short 10-yard passes. He wants to go for the big diagonal most times, but they haven't been able to connect. So he just needs to switch his game up a little bit.
Ball given away. Flirting with danger there, Ruseas. Mackison almost got in. This is Bradford. Already on the go was Fogarty, but Bradford decided against playing him in. KC breaks up another Ruseas attack. And Mackison can now go forward. We're close to the end of the first half. A throw into Kingston College, which should be the last bit of action. That's if he has time even for that throw. With Vassareno going ballistic downstairs. I can just imagine he's a dressing room terror.
Tinley Wayne.
Halftime. Halftime. Wow. We've got to catch our collective breath. It was frantic. It was fast. It was brilliant football at times. Kingston College Ruseas serving up 45 minutes of delicious football. We can't wait for the next 45. And if you look at the spreadsheet that we have down the middle in dark blue, look to the right. You see the most important statistic. That's the two that Kingston College is leading Ruseas by 2-1. Rashawn Mackison standing in the middle of the park alongside Horace Ramsey as Kingston College get ready to get us underway. They have now. Dead silence, almost as if the start of 100 meters, and they're asked to be quiet for the start. Oh, look at that. Well done, Horace Ramsey, putting the ball between the legs. Looks like Matali. They call it a salad. When you're a boy playing football, you die for those. Not to be the recipient, the provider. He's throwing to Casey. Ruseas stroking the ball around Bobby Brown. Brought down in the middle of the park. Nothing wrong with that, says the referee. Rashawn Mackison has the ball, has the shot, and well taken by the Ruseas custodian. No problems at all there for St. Michael Edwards. Wonderful turnout here tonight in Montego Bay to witness not just this but the one before, in which Jamaica College defeated Dental Technical by 3-2, a double coming from Tyreek McGee. And so far in this game, we've got a double from Rashawn Mackison. Throw into Casey over on the far side. Taken by that busy little player, Anthony Mullings. This is Clemiston. Daniel Reed. Now Casey wins the ball back. Ramsey in the middle of the park, looking for the return pass. That was taken away there by Fogarty. And we were telling you about Fogarty, the goal scorer for Ruseas, Leonardo. We'll give you a bit more information on him, but it's a corner. And the corner has gone to Ruseas. So Leonardo Fogarty, the goal scorer for Ruseas. But wait on this corner to be struck from the far side. There he is, waiting on the delivery, no doubt. Heads go up, caught the head of Fogarty, and a goal kick. So we're just telling you that Leonardo Fogarty, we did mention the generation of Fogartys coming through. As you look at Vassar Reynolds again, always have a word or two. Can't keep quiet. Why should he? He's in a high-stakes game. It's a red letter day on a premium night of football here in Montego Bay. So Leonardo Fogarty is a son of Anthony Fogarty, and his father unfortunately passed away a few years ago. Bobby Brown. Green. Kingston College breaking away on the left. Mackison leading the charge. Still Mackison looking for the shot himself, but it's finally effected by, looks like, Horace Ramsey. And Kingston College showing early Barely 3 minutes gone in the second half.
Interesting break from the number 10 player, Mackison. He probably wanted to go all the way. He would have wanted that shot, but it just rolled off, and Ramsey, arriving at the top, wanted a one-time left-footed effort, just skewed off.
Fogarty playing the ball to Daniel Reid while he was trying to pick out Reid. Reid, a speedy little player. It was Reid who provided that pass to Fogarty. There he is. So Leonardo Fogarty, the goal scorer. And as I say, most people connected with the Ruseas team, except for Vassar Reynolds, are people who have something to do with the school. Dwayne Ambersley, the captain of Montego Bay United, is his assistant. He's a Ruseas old boy. I understand that 2 other members in this management team are from Ruseas. And of course, the man who put Ruseas on the map, if you like, is Emerson Diggy Henry. So many outstanding players have come through that school. This fixture was a top fixture in schoolboy football many years ago. Mark Agler-Wilson, Herbert Richards, Alma McFarlane, Donald Hewitt. You name them, the names just roll off the tongue. Salah Lewis, Errol Salah Lewis. Andrew Sang, the goalkeeper. Terence McRae. Do you remember them?
Pretty much giving me a history lesson.
It's going to be made up. Don't worry about it. We had a power outage which lasted about 11 or so minutes, but we're back now. And the 4 towers here at Catherine Hall are back to full tilt. And they're shining as brightly as possible on this lush green playing field, with Kingston College still holding on to that 2-1 lead over Ruseas. This is Flow Super Cup quarterfinal number 4. And the winner tonight will go on to play Jamaica College in the semi-final next weekend. Calabar Stets have already booked their ticket to the big Final 4. Rashon Mackison, the Kingston College star man, on the ball. He's all over the park, and it's now become a regular feature for these outstanding players to be floating around. Here's Ruseas trying to get onto this one. This time was Daniel Reid, but Rodriguez was just too quick for him. So we were told that we lost 16 minutes. There you go. So we lost 16 minutes in the game, and that's what we're going to be trying to make up tonight. Again, we remind you, there's no extra time, just in case the teams are locked up at the end of regular time. They go straight into penalties. And here's Ruseas. They're so far away from that. Their first order of business is to get back on level terms, and they have a free kick, in which I'm sure they'll try to do so.
Dwayne Atkinson just ensuring that the number 7 gets nowhere. Daniel Reid on that left-hand side for Ruseas. Atkinson giving up possession, fouling the player in a very dangerous spot. The number 10 player,
Nazim
Matali. He will now have a go at this one.
Well, there's another player who is involved in the thought process at the moment, standing over the ball. And
a couple of them, he's now trying to do something, probably from the training ground.
Yes.
Vassar Reynolds looks on. I'm wondering what he's saying.
All right, so Matali and Chen Moody are the players involved in the thought process.
Chen Moody looks like a left footer. Natali seems like a right footer. Either one of them can strike this one.
Moody, a chance for Ruseas. Oh! That was a glorious opportunity. Did the flag go up?
Definitely
yes.
The flag went up.
Vassar Reynolds is not happy.
Vassar Reynolds not happy. But that was an excellent trick free kick. Caught the entire KC backline totally flat. Normally anchored by Javian Brown, but the player coming in on the far side, number 15,
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown was just straying offside. Again, well worked free kick, just wrong execution.
Here's Ruseas once more. Natali. His pass cut out. Now KC gets possession, and Reid trying to turn on his style and trying to turn on this big engine. Such a speedy player and a tricky player as well. And wins Kingston College a free kick.
Employed down that left-hand channel would have caused a lot of problem in the first half for the players, himself and that number 10 player, Mackison.
Another free kick won here by Ruseas over on the far side.
It's difficult to get the team pumped up after probably a extended halftime period and then that power outage when it's no concentration needs to be at the highest point.
And even though they were simulating a training session during the break, it still doesn't make up for a real match situation where concentration comes into effect more than anything else. A wonderful piece of improvisation there. Here's Dwayne Atkinson, and his shot ran harmlessly into touch, and it's a goal kick to Ruseas.
Interesting player down that right hand side. He has a lot of pace and power. Youngster, but seems to be growing in confidence every single time he touches the park. Just now himself and his centre forward linking up. Mackison just literally dummying the ball, allowing Atkinson to run on and took one touch, decided to have a go, but it aimlessly went wide. Again, good sort of showing. That's probably what Ludlow Bernard wants to see from his charges.
Kingston College, another shot charged down. That one came in there from Trayvon Reed. And KC will, in short staff, be making a substitution. Grant. Ball be played in the Kingston College half of the field. Here is Kingston College. Reed with a chance. And just like Atkinson before him, the ball played almost in the same position. And Reed missing an opportunity to increase Kingston College's lead. He was played in very, very well. And all he had to do was to hit the target. Once it was on target, it at the very least would have given the goalkeeper an opportunity to do some work.
Should have done better with that, Trayvon Reed. You don't get chances like that and don't put them away. Didn't have enough technique and placement on that. Instead, you saw it where it dragged wide.
Grant playing into Rashawn Mackison. Ruseas living dangerously. Now the last minute and a half, Kingston College has made no fewer than 3 forays into their 18-yard area, and all 3 could have been deadly. There's Captain Tavane Brown. Antonel Mullins has had a very good game for KC so far. Right on cue. Good pass there from Reed. Loads of space to work with for Kingston College. Throw into Ruseas. Trey Bennett just laying it off. Now Dwayne Atkinson. A throw into which way it goes to Kingston College. So they're inching closer to the Ruseas 18-yard area. Another throw to KC. Clemiston was the one who kicked that into touch. So Kingston College will also be making a substitution now. And they'll be bringing on Shamar Broomfield. And Bloomfield will replace the number 11 player,
Trayvon Reed.
Trayvon Reed.
Reed comes out, would have given us a good shift. Would have done well.
So Reed is leaving the park.
Could have had his name on the score sheet had he made use of those opportunities, but again was live wiring down that left hand side, and himself and Mackison linking up a lot would have caused some problems. So Bloomfield now goes in, Reed comes out.
I was looking to see what the exchange between Reed and Coach Bernard would be like, because he was asking, why take me off? His gesture would suggest that, and the coach was explaining to him. Trey Bennett. Mackison, back to Bennett. Still Bennett. Kingston College, wonderful, beautiful deep goal. Absolutely wonderful. 1 minute, less than a minute on the field. Bloomfield finds himself off the bench and on the score sheet. What a genius move there by the coach. But outside of that, it was just an absolutely wonderful team move that ripped the Ruseas defense apart, and it left Bloomfield with an easy task of just tapping in the back of the net. I can't see 3-1.
Mackison as well as Trey Bennett. All the attacks down the right-hand side would have been made possible by Bennett because he's just so decisive and just lay that on a platter. Bloomfield wouldn't want anything outside of that, a goal scorer's instinct. I must tell you, Wayne, Bloomfield would have not had an opportunity to play all season long. Minutes were few and far between, and getting a goal in this sort of event, again stunning the entire crowd here at Catherine Hall. Brilliant work by London Bernard, looking like the tactician a lot of people think he is.
We make that about 25 seconds he was on the pitch. And no sooner was he on the pitch, he was on the scorecard. What a brilliant move there. The coach will normally look good in situations like those. The impact was immediate. And Ruseas trying to respond. They have earned themselves a corner.
Substitute coming in, trying his best on that far side. Javoid Diaz. But again, it's his opposite number, impact player Shamar Broomfield, came in, laid on a platter by Trey Bennett. KC 3-1 up, soaring going forward.
So Kingston College on their merry way to the semi-final. Rodriguez, the ball fell out of his palms, actually didn't have a full grasp of it. And just coming in there with a full-fledged shot on high in there was Clemiston. So Kingston College, are they now out of sight?
Rodriguez just seeming to calm things down.
What an impact.
Player. Again, we just look at the corner. Was going all the way outside actually. But Rodriguez, about 6'3", just using his frame and guiding that one.
Bobby Brown in midfield for Ruseas. Matali missing out on that one, but Ruseas trying to retrieve this one. Corner, they are hurrying the play. And we just want to remind our viewers that whatever time you see at the top left-hand corner of the screen, minus 16 minutes at the very least from that. Because we had a power outage, which we were told by the stadium announcer lasted 16 minutes. Kingston College managed to get on the score sheet after the resumption. Pretty impressive game we were watching. Ruseas giving as good as they're getting, but Kingston College at the moment just packing a bit too much for them right as we speak. But it's a game of fluctuating fortunes and it can switch and change on a dime.
As we mentioned earlier, it's hard to actually G up your team right after such a break, and as we see, KC seems to be the one that would have responded better to that break that provided by the power outage. Ruseas now need to rally back if they're to get anything from the contest.
And they were the ones who were simulating the training drills during the break, KC. The trainers were out there. Here is Rashawn McAsney is looking for a long-range effort, no doubt. Looking for a hat-trick. Maybe he could have taken one or two more steps forward because the thing opened up for him.
Certainly on a high, he understands that he's on that hat-trick. Could have done better with that win because the space opened up. He could have taken 2 or 3 other dribbles at goal. Generally, he's a player who gets closer to the box and makes a calculated attempt. This time he went for the juggernaut.
A 4th goal would certainly kill this one off. Kingston College settling for a throw, and the throw is to be taken by Bloomfield. That's his 2nd touch of the game. The first was to deadly effect. Here he is. Good move here by Bloomfield. He looks up. Mackison for once, showing he's human.
Ball was played behind him though. Again, good intention by Bloomfield. Coming on, using his pace to good effect. Down that right-hand side, just rolling it back. Looking for his centre forward, probably an inch or 2 behind him. Mackison expecting probably could have gotten a call from that, but referee King had other plans.
It's a nice dip of the shoulder there from Bloomfield, showing that he has a bit of touch as well about him. As the Ruseas team over on the far side, they're looking to get back. They have a mountain to climb, believe it or not. Kingston College has not conceded 3 goals in any football match this season, and this is what Ruseas has been asked to do now if they are to beat them tonight. Well, 2 to get back at the very least. And then if they can take it to penalties. Diaz. Good cross. Matali was standing there. Still Matali. Can't pull the trigger. No. And it's behind for a corner.
Purple Wall standing strong.
The KC defenders congratulating themselves, congratulating each other for standing up.
Number 12 player, Anthony Mullins, just being in the right position. It's a good move by Ruseas down the right-hand side.
Yep.
Seemed that it would have paid some sort of dividends because they were in on goal.
Corner for Ruseas over on the far side. And it will be struck where 8 blue shirts are standing in the box. Such is the urgency with which the Ruseas team is now approaching the latter stages of the second half. Good move by Matali. He's giving Fabian Grant the runaround. Grant standing his ground though. Still Ruseas. A Ruseas goal right now would bring the roof down. Clearance there by Kingston College. Look at the Ruseas players running at high speed for every ball. They know they don't have time on their hands. Clemiston. The Kingston College players are all back behind the ball. They have 2 goals to give, but they know that one could produce a similar effect to that which they produce against JC in the Walker Cup final. 1 goal can do so much to a team's confidence, and 1 from Ruseas now would really throw this one into the works. But Kingston College keeping their shape and focus about them. This is Bloomfield, the man who pushed them further into the lead.
Came on, did the damage for his coach. Obviously would have been talking to him during the break, telling him that I want you to go on and create some sort of havoc for this Ruseas team. And the minute he went on, he delivered the goods for Dudley Bernard.
Free kick to KC. Trey Bennett pushed over.
Bennett would have been having a very good game on this right-hand side. Excellent player, measured.
Atkinson, very short, slim-built player. Grant, in the middle of the park for KC. Mackison. Now it's Ruseas' turn to see what they can make of this. They've given the ball away again, overhit.
Not linking up well. Daniel Reed on that left-hand side with his midfielders, Ronaldo Wellington and Matali.
Ruseas making another substitution.
Bastiano is throwing the dice again.
This time they're bringing on Raheem Graham. And he'll take the place of Rashid Brown. We'll remind you that 5 changes are allowed. You may be stuck in the mindset where you see 3 elsewhere, but in a special arrangement with the schools in Issa, they're allowed 5 changes. Throw into Ruseas from the near side. No, it's not 4 minutes remaining in this game. If you're joining us for the first time, it's actually 20 minutes remaining. Take 16 from that. Ruseas inching closer to the KC 18-yard area. Throw by Chen Moody. Reed spreads the ball across. A long-range effort. No problems there for goalkeeper Rodriguez. And that effort there coming from the Ruseas, number 11.
Number 17.
Well, no, 17 actually.
Ronaldo Wellington.
Wellington.
Trying a left-footed effort, just floating on top.
Kingston College making another substitution. Aris Ramsey is coming out. And Jamari Morrison taking his place. So both schools matching each other for a substitution. So when one brings on a fresh leg, the other brings on one as well.
And again, what's interesting, Wayne, it's these players are like-for-like players. So whenever a player comes out, similarly, the coaches inject another player with the same caliber and skill. Ruseas player just inching up.
And the man who just came onto the field, the substitute for Ruseas. A long throw from Chen Moody. Matali. Now Mackison. Now Bloomfield. Ruseas will try again. Clemeston playing the ball back when he had acres of space and options in front of him. And they're trailing by 2 goals.
Probably still just trying to keep the shape and play according to the game plan, but now things must be switched up. Kingston College just understanding as well that they're in the ascendancy, so they'll just try to see this one through. I put it to you, in whoever scores the next goal in this game, it's going to be decisive.
Decisive if Ruseas scores another one. It's going to be 3-2 to KC still.
And that would change the trajectory of the game.
It would. Here's Kingston College. If we're still on the play, Ruseas not showing the kind of urgency that you'd expect a team that's trailing by 2 goals with 18 minutes to go in the game should be. So the intensity has been dragged out of the game, and it's reflective on those Kingston College supporters' face. I'm sure I see Mr. Denzel Wilkes from the Sports Development Foundation somewhere in that little crowd over there. They're perched just on the ground level of the grandstand, if you like, the KC people, just immediately across from our commentary point.
Also,
there they are. Are they going to paint Mobay red tonight if they win? Are they going to quietly retreat?
As the president of the KC PTA, also seeing Mr. Donovan White.
Oh, Don White is there as well.
Right.
Former Kingston College track star. Here's KC ringing in the changes. Here's another one coming in. And Ronaldo Robinson is going in. And he's taking the place of Busy Dwayne Atkinson.
Like for like substitution again.
Yes.
Youngster coming out doing a very good shift. The regular starter going in. He's expected to continue where Busy left off.
Kingston College. Mackison. There are a number of players waiting out in the area. And another Kingston College effort on the Ruseas goal. Vassar Reynolds. If you look right at the bottom of your screen, you can see him. He is the defending Flow Super Cup coach, not with the defending Super Cup team. That team has long ended their season, Wolmers. And the change of the format this year put paid to that. Here's Natali. It's KC getting to the ball a lot quicker than Ruseas. And the pace at which these two teams are operating, even up to the 45th minute. In the first half, we're seeing none of it. Game is just now petering out, taking turns to share the football. Kingston College having the better of the exchanges with a few forays into the Ruseas area and getting off 1 or 2 shots.
Now it comes down to discipline and how you approach the game, understanding that minutes matters now.
Corner to Ruseas. And they still have 2 players who probably could join the fray. In fact, Coach Reynolds is telling them both,
why are we
get
still
involved.
Here?
Well, it's a very smart move here from Bloomfield. And Rodriguez beaten in mid-air. It's another corner. You got to touch onto it.
Went for the punch, but totally missed it.
Yeah, Bloomfield is doing something clever here. What
just keeping them honest.
There you go. So even when the coach was getting ready to send them down, Bloomfield retreated from the KC area to keep them back. Short corner by Ruseas. This is Diaz. Now to Reed.
Mackison all the way back defending.
Diaz. Top of the area, Fogarty. It's the right footer, which went wide.
Just sliced that one. It was a good attempt by Ruseas. Played it short. Tried to work some room and get his centre forward an opportunity to kick at a Rodriguez in goal. Based on how Rodriguez is looking, he seems to be nursing a serious injury. So anything going forward may possibly challenge him.
Unless Ruseas can pull something out of the bag tonight, St. Elizabeth Technical will be the only standard bearer for the rural teams in the Flow Super Cup semi-finals. Here comes Kingston College again, and the ball was just played away from Rashawn Mackison. Couldn't have been played directly in his pathway because there were two Ruseas players around him. So Jamar Robinson was hoping that he would have run onto it. Good move here by Bloomfield. Has speed and has skill. He's looking for Mackison, but he has other options. That was a chance for KC and should have been buried.
Should have been buried. Jamari Morrison came onto the park. It was brilliantly laid in his path by number 20 player Bloomfield. I thought did well. Following the coach's instructions, going down that touchline and just laying it back across. Good link up, and Morrison should have done well. Had nobody on him. Instead, he went for the one time and into the goalkeeper's hands it was.
And may we remind you that there's only one team in the country who can win all 4 titles this season, and that's Jamaica College. They're still on target for the quad.
As we take a look, that's Bloomfield just breaking wide and holding his head up, looking, trying to link up now, finding Morrison. Morrison should have done better. Easily should have done better. That's about 12 yards out from the goalkeeper.
And that better you're talking about mean he should have scored.
Should have scored from that distance. At least forced a different sort of save, a parry, something.
I'm gonna go
in the goalkeeper's hand.
Score. He shouldn't have forced anything. He should have scored. Here's Matali. And the pace and the body language of the Ruseas players reflective of a team that's beaten. No urgency.
Down and
nothing.
Dusted, not certain
Shoulders
what the
drop.
next move should be.
Shoulders drop. They're looking languid and matter-of-factly just strolling across the park.
Not hearing the crowd support that we came and we heard initially.
And they're giving away the football as well. Here they come forward once more, Ruseas. What can they make of this one? This is Ronaldo Wellington on number 12, just trying to G things up for the Ruseas team. And Vassar Reynolds now, for once, looking helpless. Has he done all he can with trying to get these players up? And Kingston College just playing the ball in the wide open spaces and dragging the Ruseas players out, forcing them to run, almost trying to exasperate them with the passing game. And now they have possession. Ruseas, look at it, no urgency. They're just looking around.
Need to decide on Route 1 football right now.
Even the fans in the stands are urging them, go forward, nothing to lose. You're trailing by 2.
Couple of fans now stepping out of the venue.
They've seen enough.
Not liking what they've seen. Thinking it's a down and dusted game for Ruseas.
It's a free kick one here by Kingston College. And Matali is having a go at the referee. He thinks that the KC player is play acting. And those who are leaving are getting a mouthing from those who are staying, accusing them of being disloyal. Where are you guys going?
It's difficult to watch your team play like this. Probably expecting a little bit more fight from the Ruseas players, but they've been outmatched and outnumbered by the boys in purple.
That just sums up Ruseas' night.
Sums up the performance, unforced errors, uncharacteristic of what you'd want to see in a championship team.
Certainly. So Kingston College having things pretty much their own way at the moment. Mackison. The ball is played into the Kingston College in the Ruseas half of the field for a large part. And the Kingston College just embarking on what is now amounting to target practice.
Just shoot on target. Kick on sight. Anthony Mullins, the left fullback, he would have been experiencing a whole lot of the football for the last 80 plus minutes.
So even the Kingston College fans are now asking what's happening to the Ruseas fans, the much vaunted Ruseas fans who normally stay until the end and who are so loyal to the team from Lucy. They're walking out on the team and it doesn't inspire confidence at all. I tell you, not only here in the bleachers section that is happening, Owen, if you look across in the grandstand area,
it's getting sparse.
Yes, it's getting sparse as well. So Kingston College, Ruseas, another change, and the changes have not been so effective at all for Ruseas. So they're going to bring on the number 20, Jeremy Cook, and he's coming on in place of the number 19, Chen Moody. So Jeremy Cook on in place of Chen Moody.
Just getting his blood in the competition. I figure Vassar Reynolds would have just called this one off based on the reaction of the team.
He's frustrated.
Definitely frustrated. As a coach, you'd probably want to know where things went wrong.
Yeah. So he can still salvage his season because he's into the Acosta Cup semi-finals. And he's going to be playing against St. Elizabeth Technical in that Acosta Cup semi-final. It's somewhere in the distance because they've got to deal with this small matter of the Flow Super Cup. Trey Bennett with the KC throw. And the noise you're hearing coming through our sound effect microphones or from the fans mouthing each other. It's not the norm to see Ruseas fans walking out on their team, but it's happening here tonight in Mobay.
And that's indicative way of what has happened. The purple train came into Montego Bay and they steamrolled the boys from Hanover. So
a free kick to Kingston College. Lest you forget, we still have about 7 or 8 minutes to go. And we've seen so many matches turn on their head in the last minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you name it. It is what it is. It is football.
Jamari Morrison standing over this one. He's a good left footer. Cultured. Seems to be going direct on goal.
Let's see what he can do. If he can bring it back with a bit of curl over the top of the wall, which he is attempting to do, but it is lacking in pace. The goalkeeper was already in the right position. And it amounts to nothing for Kingston College. Ruseas, slow, patient movement forward. Rashawn Mackison, he's on a hat-trick. Still Mackison. Keeps possession. He brings Bloomfield. A surprising shot there. I'm sure the goalkeeper did not expect that.
Snapshot from Bloomfield.
Here's a long-range effort. Oh! 2 big shots coming at the Ruseas goalkeeper in less than maybe 5 seconds. St. Michael Edwards in the line of fire. The Kingston College players raining bombs down on him. So far he has proven equal to the task, but those were 2 torrid shots. Look at them again, Owen.
Kingston College, just Kasim Priestley with that left foot of his, dipping and actually getting some sort of touch on a player.
The goalkeeper saw it late.
Saw it late and it actually was deflected. Very good save by St. Michael Edwards in goal.
Here comes Kingston College again. They're hell-bent on putting the seal on what has been an efficient, workman-like performance from them tonight.
Bobby Brown in the middle of the park, he would have worked his legs off. Kingston College players just keep running at him and he just keeps having to defend and to defend and to defend. It's difficult for any midfielder or defender running back to goal, considering the type of attack that Kingston College have expressed all even young.
Wherever Alfonso Gooden is tonight, the man who scored that winning goal in the final for this man, Vassar Reynolds, he must be saying, Coach, please apply some of the magic you did with us last year. It's a different bunch of boys. As Ludlow Bernard stand with his hands folded across his chest. Doesn't say much. Well, not during the game, but clearly his words have been effective. He's put together a super team this year, and many people believe that they can go on initially to take all 4, but now he believes they can go on to take the 3 remaining ones. Wonderful pass there by Bloomfield. A header towards goal, and it's in the back of the net. It may be the easiest hat-trick you will ever see, the easiest completion of a hat-trick you will ever see. He's almost embarrassed. Rashon Mackison is almost embarrassed. Those are happy. They feel no way about it. But Rashon Mackison, and that is now sparking another exodus from the Ruseas fans. 4-1 to Kingston College.
That sums up the performance. Down the right-hand side again, Trey Bennett shows that ball was played over the top. He found his centre forward on his head, on a platter pretty much. And St. Michael Edwards made some brilliant saves earlier. Should have done way better with that one. That shouldn't have gone into the back of the net. But as we've seen, many goalkeepers today making many errors. This is just one of those that we saw. Mackison completing his hat-trick comfortably, now looking to the next round.
So the 2 biggest names in the Manning Cup have rolled into Montego Bay and have stamped their class in no uncertain manner. We saw a real good show tonight from Tyreek McGee for Jamaica College, getting a double in their victory over Dintel Technical. And tonight, Rashon Mackison has gone one better. A hat-trick in the Flow Super Cup. He still has time for a 4th though. This boy Bloomfield has come on and has really sparked this Kingston College team into life.
Excellent impact up by Coach Bernard, and we have to highlight the fact that Coach Bernard switched things up totally. What we saw Tuesday when they played against Jamaica College, it's a totally different team from what we're seeing now. How he started the contest, how he switched players in different positions. The players who actually started, he made some adjustments, and that's what big coaches do, make adjustments where necessary.
The roads and avenues and lanes leading into Kingston tonight will be a noisy place. The vuvuzelas have been cranked up, and they'll be blowing all the way back to North Street tonight, because Kingston College, they've booked themselves a Flow Super Cup semi-final date with Jamaica College. So it will be Calabar against Stets and a JC against KC. We're playing out the final moments of this quarterfinal, where Kingston College have been utterly dominant and utterly clinical, putting on a show tonight. A workmanlike, efficient performance from the boys in purple and white. And they come forward once more. They're not yet finished. They're not yet satisfied. And it's a hallmark of a team that wants to play good football from minute 1 to minute 90.
Driving forward, Jamari Morrison again. Another substitute that came on and has shown some impact the minute he got on the park. Ruseas again down and dusted based on what we see. Kingston College just looking to end the competition, or end the contest rather, on a high.
A free kick to Kingston College. So we're 1 minute to go into normal time, and we'll have 4 minutes of added time. In fact, we're now on 90 minutes. So we're in the first added minute. First minute of added time, which is 4 minutes. 2 minutes for Ruseas. So 5 players involved in the thought process here for Kingston College. Jamari Morrison is standing over it, and it does seem as if he'll have the leg up on it. A brilliant kick and an equally brilliant save from St. Michael Edwards in goal for Ruseas. At this late stage, he's called upon to do this. Look at him.
Dejected.
It's a lazy, dejected look on his face.
That was a brilliant strike by Morrison. Equally brilliant save. That was destined for the top corner, but perfectly picked out by St. Michael Edwards. A consolation save nonetheless, though, after conceding such a soft one.
Here they come again, Kingston. A disappointing end to what looked a promising move. And it was Morrison who skied that one. Ruseas, though, in the meantime, looking to make their final substitution. And they're going to be bringing on, to what end? Raheem Graham. He was stripped for action a couple of minutes ago. Apparently they delayed the substitution, but he's now off, on, and Daniel Reid, who worked a brilliant shift for Ruseas tonight. He's one of those you could point to and say, yes, he put his hand up tonight for Ruseas. Well, it's been a really, really good performance from Kingston College. I put it no more than that. They defended well when they needed to, and whenever they attacked, they were clinical. And a hat-trick from Rashawn Mackison and one from Bloomfield has the purple and white from North Street singing, and they'll be singing all the way to Kingston. Just about 2 minutes to go in this game. We're playing out the final rights. Kingston College versus Jamaica College. That will be one semi-final, and the other will be Stets against Calabar.
What a mouth-watering event.
And the venue will be at Sabina Park. So the opening semi-final next week will be Calabar against Stets at 5. And oh my goodness, at 7, JC versus Kingston College at 7 at Sabina Park.
Third time meeting this season. Actually making it very, very difficult for you to miss.
You can't miss it. There's no way you can. Rodriguez left his line very, very quickly. And you know what's important and this impressive about KC? They're switched on even at this point.
Certainly.
They give nothing away. Well-coached team, and they're schooled into being concentrating for 90 minutes plus.
Again, a lot were resting on these boys' shoulder, and they came in and they delivered.
They've rolled into Montego Bay in the second city, and they've put on a first-class performance. And the people in these parts who were anxious to see what the Purples have to offer, I'm sure they've gotten a decent look at them. Not sure that they're going to be seeing them again this season, because I think the Olivia Shield will go back to Kingston this season. So this possibly could be KC's last foray into Western Jamaica. There's a last-ditch effort from Ruseas. Let's see what they... Harding. Still Harding. Plays it on top of the D. Diaz thought about a shot. Matali. Ball finally plays into the 18-yard area, and inevitably Kingston College deals with it. So we're on to the end of those 4 added minutes, and it's now to the discretion of the referee. An effort coming in there from Ruseas, and Rodriguez grabbing on the second time of asking, and we're almost playing now to an empty stadium. So many of the people have left us. I'm sure there are still Ruseas fans who are inside the stadium, as the referee King looked at his watch one last time. Can't be too long before he takes Ruseas out of their misery. They've been beaten by the better team tonight. Not totally outplayed, but not far from it either. And Kingston College have rolled into Mobay and put on a brilliant performance. I can now, I suppose, elevate it to. Here's Diaz, still looking to see if Ruseas can get another goal to bring some respectability to the scoreline. But he won't have enough time. They won't have enough time, because the Purples have totally rolled over them in Montego Bay. Ruseas is Montego Bay's second team, but tonight they were outclassed by, I suppose, arguable number 1 in Kingston, even though Jamaica College will have something to say about that. But Kingston College have rolled over Ruseas by 4 goals to 1, and they're booked a place in the semi-finals. They'll face Jamaica College next Saturday at Sabina Park at 7. Before that, it will be Calabar against Stets. But
a halt and proceedings. As the stat sheet show you, Kingston College, even though they were outbossed in terms of possession, shots on target, they dominated 14. Shots off target, 10. The fouls, a little bit in Kingston College's favor, but the goals at the top, 4 goals to 1. Kingston College coming out on top. So understand that Wayne Walker now has the winning coach, Mr. Lola Bernard. Wayne Walker.
Well, we're here with the winning coach, Lola Bernard. Lottie, congratulations. A clinical performance from your team tonight. We describe it as a workman-like performance. They covered all the bases. They ticked all the boxes. What's your thought?
Yeah, man, we're demanding of them. We're demanding of the team after our recent loss against Jamaica College. And we made a commitment to ourselves that we're going to rebound. We made a few adjustments in the team, and we decided that everybody just needed to work for each other. The word that you used a while ago, workmanlike, was what was emphasized to them throughout the course of the time. Everybody has their specific instructions at specific times in the games, and I thought we carried it out to our team here today.
I know you don't like to single out anybody for any performance because it's a team, but even you can't help but to say congrats to Rashawn.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really glad for him. I mean, he has been missing a couple in the last 2 games, and for him to come here and get a hat-trick, I'm really glad for him. I told him today that Maggie was on the sheet today and made it for JC. He needed to make a bigger impression here for KC here today, and he delivered.
Well, we were on commentary and we just said the 2 biggest names in the Manning Cup came into Mobe tonight. One got 2 and Rashawn wanted to go one step better. We didn't even know that.
Yes.
One last question. I'm not going to ask it, just answer it.
Yeah?
You're not going to answer it, let me ask you it then. JC on Saturday?
JC on Saturday? We're coming for them. We have unfinished business.
Congratulations.
Good. Thank you very much.
All the best to you.
Great.
Cool.